It is the first week of February 2025, which means what I do every first week of the month is look at the market for the Albuquerque housing market and give you the breakdown, tell you what I'm seeing. I look at this in real time. I'm pulling this data directly from our multiple listing service that tracks all the sales and the supply and the prices and all that good stuff. And we'll go through and break it down here real quick. And at the end, I've got a little bit of a crystal ball, look at what sales and number of sales, what prices are looking to be like in the future here over the next few months for sure. All right. We're doing this a little different this month. Usually I just look at 1 month compared to the same month the previous year. This year I'm doing a rolling 3 months. We can get a bigger picture because what I saw in January versus January, some really big jump ups in both closed sales and prices. So I wanted to make sure we're looking at a larger data set so we can get a really good sense of what's going on in our market. So what we're looking at is November, December, January compared to those 3 months a year in the past, right? And so what we have here is closed sales. So this is the Albuquerque area. We're looking at all single family, detached, and attached homes. Okay. 2,190 homes. It's up 11% from a year ago, the same period. Again, those 3 months. So the number of sales are ticking up. 2023 was one of the lowest years we've seen in a very, very long time of unit sales. 24 bumped up a little bit, but we're looking like we're starting to push that up even more going into 25 here. So we'll be watching that. But like I said, I've got something to show you here at the end that'll give us a sense of where we're going to be here in a few months. All right. Number of homes for sale, probably one of the best indicators of the supply demand. There's a lot of more intricate and detailed ways to look at it. But if you're just looking at the number of homes for sale, supply has been down a lot ever since 2020. And even at the beginning of 2020, we were at a pretty low level. And then, of course, since then, it jumped down. So if we're looking at this, we're looking at a 5-year chart. And from last year, though, we're up 25%. Again, those same 3-month period. We go back, though, to the same time in 2020, we're still below that. So we're still below those pre-pandemic levels of homes on the market, which means we are still in a constrained home supply, just not as many people moving, not as many people putting their homes on the market. And that's what we'll look at next is pending sales. It's ticked up again this 3 months, up about 10%. So our 2,204 homes came on the market over the last 3 months, which is up again from last year, but it's still depressed compared to what we would consider normal years. All right, let's look at some pricing stats here. Let's start with average price. Average price over the last 3 months of all the homes that sold was $407,661. That's up 7.8% from the same period a year ago. Now, does that mean home prices appreciated that much? No, it means the average price has gone up that much, and I'll break that down here a little bit more in a second. The other stat is on this is the median price. So this is the middle price of all the homes that sold over the last 3 months. It's now $355. As you can see by the chart here, it's actually we're pretty close to an all-time high. Actually, if we go, let's see. Yeah, so July of 24 was our peak in home prices. Pretty normal. We get the seasonal peak. Home prices peak up in the middle of the summer, pull back down into the winter, fall, and then actually this in 2024, we saw a little bit of a bump up, which is unusual. We'll be watching that, but basically home prices still continue to appreciate, maybe at a little more moderate rate. And this one tells the better story, which is home price per square foot. The median was $211. That's up 4.5% from the previous year. And I would put that right about where we are in home price appreciation in the Albuquerque area. Obviously, it's a big picture. It's not every home, and different homes are going to appreciate at different paces. But overall, that's about where we are in our market. It's about that 4.5%, which if you actually go back in time, That is the long-term average that we've had in our market. Let's jump over, let's see, percent of list price. This is always an interesting one to look at. It gives you a sense of the demand and how buyers are feeling and if they're bidding up prices. Over the last 3 months, the list price to sell price ratio was 98.4%. That's down slightly from last year. But if we go back again to this 2020 level, which again, I keep going back for the beginning of 2020, a little bit more normal. We're basically back to that level. And when we look at the days on market, same story. We're pretty much back to a normal pace of sales, unlike these crazy days in like 21. What was this? Average days on market in the summer of 21 was 11 days. Look at this. Median days on market in 21, 3 days. It means half the homes were selling in 3 days. Well, those were wild days. So we're back to a more stabilized, normal market. All right, let me jump to this, what I was kind of teasing there. This is right on my website, so it's not beautiful here, but it gives you an idea. What we're looking at are all the homes in the Albuquerque area that are currently in pending status, meaning they've got a contract, they're doing their due diligence, they're doing inspections, appraisals, the whole thing, right? So it's the contract to close period, and they're holding there. What we see is this black line, which is 2025. We can see that it's outpacing. You can see there the 2024, 2025. In January of last year, again, this is just weekly now, there were 831 homes in pending status. This year, there's 939. So we've had an increase of 100 more homes are under contract, pending, waiting to sell. These are single family detached in this particular case. So we are outpacing the last 2 years in the pending sales. That's a pretty good sign for the market, pretty healthy, pretty steady. Median price of those homes that are in pending status. So this will actually tell us pretty closely what homes are going to sell for over the next few months, what their actual closing price or how much it's going to be above year before. Last year, this week was $203 per square foot. This year, $212 per square foot. And guess what? 4.5% more, exactly where we are in price appreciation. So that's where we seem to be. We're on this kind of 4.5% price appreciation glide path here in the Albuquerque area. If you're a buyer, there's more supply than we've seen in a very long time. If we come back here, again, homes for sale. Let's just look at monthly. If we look at January, now this time I'm just doing monthly, January versus January last year, we're up 28%. So there's way more choices of homes on the market right now than we've definitely seen in really 5 years. So for buyers, there are a lot of choices out there. And for sellers, the buyers are still there. People are still buying homes. We look back pending sales, 9% more from last year compared to January of 25. So there are people out there. There are buyers out there. It's definitely not as busy as it has been. But again, it's still lower demand, lower supply, which continues to give us this moderate price appreciation. A lot of info there, as always. If you got any questions about real estate in the Albuquerque area, reach out to us. We're the Venturi group of Real Broker. You can also visit our website. I've got these charts on here at Welcome Home. ABQ, let me pull this down so you can see it. On welcomehomeabq.com, and you can visit our site, and I've got all these stats on here. You can dig in and look at them yourself. Take care.